Yeah, and speaking of Acend, I think we need to show them some love as well, because these four gentlemen have been outstanding. I think if you're tuning into European Halo for the first time with the prize pool that is on the line, that's kind of drawn your attention, and you want to have a look at these teams, not only because of that, but because of KC being just around the corner as well. Acend have not lost in years, which is mad to say. They have not lost a tournament in years in Europe, and maybe this is just going to be another one to add to their collection. But with the added pressure now, 100K on the line, the biggest online tournament ever that Europe have had. Can Acend pick up yet another first place? First thing they've got to do, though, is get through to that winner's bracket final by taking down their opponents now.
And it's not going to be easy. JLINGZ is coming off of a hot match. You see it on your screen here. Acend versus JLINGZ, the best team in Europe, going against maybe the most up-and-coming team, certainly this weekend so far. JLINGZ upsetting Quadrant. This should have been an Acend Quadrant. Instead, you're seeing Acend and a very, very hot JLINGZ roster ready to play game one on Bazaar. It's JLINGZ, the underdog in this one, to say the very least. Acend on top of Europe, and they have their sights set on the world. But first, they'll need to take down JLINGZ in this best-of-5 here, winner semifinals.
They certainly will, and a shout out to JLINGZ as well, you know, supporting his boys, putting the esports org and these 4 players on the map with his support, and I've seen him tweeting out a lot about their performance. And if they go all the way here, boy, would that be an initial sign. And off the break here, you're going to see a couple of kills going down, and they've gone into the hands of JLINGZ. There's going to be a grapple that's going to be picked up, and I've got to be honest with you, it looks like JLINGZ have got the better of this. Qristola already has that overshield.
Morguhhh with a free kill there at the bottom middle. You don't expect to see that. Sica actually taken down as well, so it's going to be rotating 2 dead each time for Acend. Like you say, a great opening for JLINGZ.
Yeah, Snipedrone chasing shadows at the moment, and JLINGZ, I think momentum is going to be huge for them here. If they can get that first flag cap on the board, if they can keep the pressure up and they can win fights like that, then maybe Acend are going to start feeling the pressure, something they haven't felt in Europe for quite some time.
Look at Morguhhh just holding forward. Great stuff. They still have a player dead. The flag is starting to run, but it stops due to those spiker grenades. So Acend answers back here. It's a 4v3 for them. Now 2v3, excuse me. Both kills going down. JLINGZ getting the kills they need. They go straight across top middle, across the roof.
Yeah, Snipedrone's last player alive as well. So Morguhh's going to be able to force this one because his Snipedrone is in the bar and he is buying so much time for Acend to get across the map. Snipedrone, I've got to say, Snipedrone doing everything right, but JLINGZ have got to be quicker to shut him down.
Doing everything right, but look at that flag. They ran it up top. It's even going to be a tougher grab. They get 3 dead again. This one should go home. That is 4 dead for Acend. JLINGZ is picking up where they left off.
Just earned an overkill while all of that was going down as well. So Aquarius with a huge play for JLINGZ Esports off the back of it as well. They take advantage. They're up by 1, and that JLINGZ train keeps on rolling.
Oh boy. If you wanted a spicy Saturday, you came to the right place. As we said, JLINGZ the big underdogs here in this specific match, but certainly a team that has set their sights on the European Super. They lead 1-0 after 2 minutes of play.
Can we start an overkill counter, by the way?
Yeah.
The amount of overkills
we don't always need those.
So far in this tournament is pretty much, combined on the other tournaments together, I think you're going to be pretty close, to be honest with you. And this kind of stuff that's coming in right now from JLINGZ Esports is absolutely ridiculous. Morguhhh again picking up a double. 4 players from Acend fall. And at the moment, JLINGZ are dominating.
Morguhhh has had the dynamo grenades the entire 2.5 minutes of this game. This is absurd. He has the dynamos. He's about to pop the overshield late. Beautifully done from Morguhhh. Gets green gun the second time, though, so he'll trade. So it's answered back by an even better play from Lqgend there for the second green gun. Morguhhh thought he had one up there. He gets taken down.
Big shots from Shaady, bottom middle, and Sica also picking up another. So Acend off the back of that huge play. And Lqgend keeping his calm and keeping his composure in maybe a situation where lesser players might have lost the plot a little bit, seeing that overshield get popped. Are starting to finally hold forward a little bit and get some control of the map. Lqgend is going to fall, so Shady's going to be behind enemy lines here, but Aquarius with another kill means that Shady's going to have some decisions to make. He's going to go for that flagpole maybe to pull some attention back from his team.
They were 1 dead here. This is going to be difficult. They were in a 3v4 when that flag was pulled, and they're still now in a 3v4. This is not going to be an easy run for them.
Morguhhh picks up 1. Morguhh's going to get taken down. Great movement from Shaady again.
No.
Does manage just to get the beat down again. I got a little bit worried, much like you did. It's just a little bit of air getting caught in the back of the throat as that thrust was hit. But Qristola has managed to steal away with those rockets now. So you would expect Qristola to be able to at least pick up 1 kill on his way back into the middle of this map.
We have a moment now to check the scoreboard. Qristola will, as you say, hold down rockets. We're going to see power up popping in 25 seconds. Quadios is 8-4. Morguhhh is 12-4 against Acend. Huge numbers so far. They still lead 1-0.
Qristola picks up one, Qristola picks up two. Shaady, again, last player alive, overextending into the JLINGZ base. So, Acend, at the moment, trying to kind of play that free-flowing Halo we see from them sometimes, but at the moment it's looking a little bit disjointed.
Yeah, Shaady is spending a lot of time on his opponent's double door, but look how well JLINGZ answers back. They specifically sent 2 players to double door and dropping down for bar to make sure they 2v1 that.
3 dead here for Acend as well, and I will kind of caveat this situation that's happening right now, as Qristola gives one player from Acend the runaround. Morguhhh's going to be there to take down Shaady. JLINGZ have been dominant, right, so far. They've looked really good. They've got inside of the base. They have this next overshield as well. But it's still just a one flag game. And you've got to make more of it here if you're going up against a team like Acend.
I agree. They've had a lot of control. Just look at the stats column on your top right screen. They've had a lot of slaying control. It hasn't effectively paid off in terms of flags being ran. Another great overshield, another late overshield pop. Oh boy. Shaady, that's a win he should not have had. Eventually, they'll be overall traded out. But Shady's been last player alive and been pretty effective trying to get across the map as well. You have to think, though, I agree. The JLINGZ 1 flag lead double kill here for Septiq and his opponent's bar. That 1 flag lead might not be enough for the next 7 minutes. Yeah,
I kind of understate how important that double kill was from Septiq as well. For a moment there, he was one of the last players alive on his team. He's watching the rest of Acend push forward. He gets perfect shots to pick off one. He then gets a kill with a beatdown, position himself in a way that he wasn't traded out. And now look at the advance up the map that he's managed to make. Doing damage, still behind enemy lines, and this forces Acend back to deal with him.
Yep. Finally, they take him down. Shaady and crew has to work together. Now they will have to fight back out of their own bases. Once again, very good mid-map and beyond control coming in from JLINGZ as Morguhhh will hit the 15 kill mark.
Still just the 1 flag though, which is splitting these 2 teams. 6 minutes and 20 seconds or so left on the clock here for Acend to put something together. Quadios manages to pick up 1. Shaady gonna be the aggressor here. Should take down Morguhhh. But a trade in that situation, not what Acend need. 3 players do fall, Lqgend last alive.
Morguhhh very happy to take that trade. 3 players dead for Acend. Snipedrone the last one. It's more of the same. Overshield pops up bottom middle. All eyes gonna be there.
Qristola changes his attentions away to clean up the 1 shot before picking up that overshield again. Now, what can they do with this overshield, JLINGZ? Can they put the pressure on? Already Qristola holding forward inside of the base. Snipedrone going to be coming off respawn as well. Does have the thrust to work with, but Qristola has the opportunity to take down Snipedrone and open up this side of the map.
Wasting no time. Green gun doesn't hit. He avoids that with the pillar. It's a 1v1 in the back of the base with him and Lqgend.
It's been such a nuisance as well. Look at this, dodging and diving, surviving is what Qristola is doing, and now he's got the help from a teammate as well. Doesn't get the trade, but his teammate is there to pick it up. Quad has the rockets.
2 dead. That rocket doesn't connect, but rockets were empty, so they're going to be happy about that. 3 dead. Morguhhh starts to pull, but this is going to be risky. He's going to need to win battles on the way back and or ask for help, probably both.
At the moment, he's just dragging attention away. That thrust almost gave him a few extra seconds to survive, but Lqgend hitting some big shots there for Acend. As Morguhhh is taken down to pick up his 8th kill, or 8th death, I should say, excuse me, of this game. 17 kills for him. Lqgend now trying to sneak behind enemy lines. And one thing that you can notice here from JLINGZ all the time at the moment, and I'm not sure if it's the land center that's helping them, the fact that they're sat next to each other, but when damage is started, it's capitalized on. There's always a player watching what's going on, and they're able to finish the kills.
There's one way that you could tell that these players are sitting next to each other in person. Take a look at the assist category on both sides. Look at the assists on JLINGZ there. You're seeing the assists right around in the almost in the 40 mark. On the other side, way lower.
Yeah, look at Shaady. 0 assists for Shaady at the moment. And he's certainly going to have to maybe put a little bit more damage down for his teammates to take advantage of. But for now, Sica is going to be holding forward. He's got 2 players in front of him, though. One of them is Qristola. A little bit shaky in that fight, but still managed to get the job done.
We talked about how at 7 minutes that might not be enough, but 3 minutes have passed, and still just a 1 flag on the board. And if JLINGZ continues to play this exact Halo, they will win this game in regulation time. However, they're going to have to keep it up.
Shots again from Quad. He really impressed me in the last series that we did see against Quadrant as well. The amount of impactful double kills that he got and the amount of important kills that he managed to get. That's another one. If Lqgend survives there, that overshield doesn't go in their favor. Quad gets away with it.
Oh my gosh, somehow he gets that overshield during all of that, keeps everyone alive and wins that battle as well. The overshield looks like it'll be melted here off, but still big wins, like you said, from Quadios.
So much damage done as well during all of that. 18 kills for Quadios as well. Like you mentioned, assists. Look at the 18 and 12 assists and 11 deaths. It's pretty much as perfect as you could possibly ask for. The dynamo grenades are going to go down as they're trying to send this one back home, but this is what I meant about the worry. If you only have a 1 flag lead against Acend, it means they only need 1 chance to cap.
Oh boy, that was 4 dead. This flag will go home, and we said it was going to be difficult with the amount of time on the clock. 1 flag was not enough. Acend will tie up the game here at 1-1 with 3 minutes left. You got to think Morguhhh maybe wishing those dynamos landed in a little bit of a different place. He gave himself a lot of dynamo ticks that led to his death. That made it only 1 player alive bottom middle. Quadios cannot get the return. Acend will cap, tie game.
Lqgend has the rockets as well. Acend with the tools maybe to steal away this game as well. He's going to get the double on those players off the respawn as well. Players now flooding the base from Acend. Septiq manages to pick up Sica. That's vital. Quadios needs to win this fight as well, and does so. That's going to hold off this initial push coming in from Acend. But JLINGZ, with all of the slaying prowess they've had throughout this game, they haven't made the most of it.
Also, oh boy, help comes in though in the bar. That's going to be 2 kills that go the way of Acend all of a sudden in a scenario where it looked like JLINGZ was going to be able to push back out of their base. Very nice plays from Morguhhh though.
Terrifying. Snipedrone also. Scary plays from him with that thrust. Now he has that flag moving. 2 dead for JLINGZ as well. Snipedrone going to toss this one out. Quadios is trying to do some damage from those pillars. Sica's going to pick up a kill onto Qristola as well. And even though JLINGZ were leading this game for so long, I mentioned how efficient that Acend can be. They've got the flag back over that halfway mark again.
Septiq was really the hope on the return. He was bottom middle. He does get taken down though. But 3 dead. Shaady, the last player alive for Acend with the overshield.
Does have the overshield, like you say. There's a grapple, but it's not going to get him out of trouble, and now Shady's going to be on the flank. He might go for this touch. There's a player there, but Shaady is there as well.
Wow.
Flag does get returned, though, even with Shaady trying to do everything he could.
In what could have been the game-winning cap, JLINGZ makes sure to step up. They get 3 dead. They isolate that flag carrier as well. Big trade on the double door with no touch coming in. But my God, JLINGZ still leading heavily in both the kills and assists category in this game. Thus far, just about 1 minute left in regulation.
I mean, if you break up this game by, percentages, time, whatever you want to do, you'd have to say first 65% of this map completely and utterly dominated by JLINGZ. But since that flag got pulled and they capped, Acend have been in control, it feels like. All the pressure has been on the JLINGZ base. When was the last time we saw a JLINGZ player inside the Acend base? It's been quite some time now.
Absolutely, and it just tells you how little room there is between these 2 teams and how few mistakes you can make against Acend. All it took was Morguhhh getting a few ticks of his own dynamo nade, and that flag got ran across the map. You cannot make any mistakes against this team. 30 seconds left, flag pulled.
Morguhhh wrapping back through the base. Snipedrone with a 4. Perfect shots from Snipedrone. 2 dead here for JLINGZ. 1 player fresh off the respawn as well. Septiq slows things down. Septiq slows things down in the biggest possible way as well with a double kill. But they've got to be careful because if a flag touch comes in here, then they could lose the game. But that is massive. They will be able to get this return, but do they dare step forward and try and win this game?
Oh my. Quadios and Qristola. Great plays from them. They both went pillars. Those are not easy angles to fight from. Look at the teamwork. They go pillars together. They win the battles. They get control. They hold forward. I don't think we're going to see a pull, though.
Don't think they've got time to get there, to get their hands wrapped around the pole. And we will be going to overtime here in our game number 1. Next flag wins between Acend and JLINGZ Esports. This is the kind of game we wanted, Andy. This is the kind of back and forth we were hoping for, maybe not expecting. But Acend certainly being tested here.
Here we go, sudden death overtime. Acend absolutely being tested in this one. Same opening, same result. Morguhhh wins the battle, bottom middle yet again.
2 dead here for Acend as well. Now they can turn their attention towards the rocket launcher. They've got all the tools to play with here. 4 dead for Acend. What can you make of this, JLINGZ? You will not get a better chance to cap a flag and win a game than you have right now.
JLINGZ 2 for 2 on opening strategies, and you could say they look even better on our second go around. They've got all the tools to play with, picking up the kills yet as well. 2 still dead.
Should be another one here as well. The rocket connects. He doesn't get the kill, but that player will be out of commission. Qristola gets the kill. Lqgend is alive inside of the base. Do they know he's there? Yes, they do. Qristola picks up the kill. 3 players dead for Acend, all on respawn. And Qristola sprinting across the bridge with that flag in his hands. This is a huge chance for JLINGZ.
Qristola is on his bike. He actually drops to shoot. I don't know about the timing there on the drop to shoot. I think he actually had the time to run.
Snipedrone.
They're going to go back to Slay.
They did not cut off the overextension. And that is criminal. Absolutely criminal. Qristola has to go huge. He's not going to be able to do so. And now there's an opportunity for a counter cap from Acend.
Big.
Septiq manages to get one. 2 players flood back from Acend though to slow things down.
Look at this, that kill on the flag carrier. Oh my God, from the back of the base, that's the last player alive. Absolutely huge. That flag will not go. It will be returned, and that kill from the tree is huge.
The kill is huge. And so are these ones in the base from JLINGZ. Sica keeps the pressure on. There is a grenade that's going to be thrown his way. Has the Bulldog trying to hold this angle. 2 players still in the respawn screen, and one of them just popped back into the map now for JLINGZ, but Morguhhh with that kill onto Snipedrone is going to force Sica now to retreat a little bit with that Bulldog. Morguhhh, it will be taken down, and you can feel the pressure now in this game. 1 flag is all it takes.
Here's the overshield. This is big now. 2 dead and an overshield grab. That's going to be 3 dead, 1 fresh spawner. Overshield pushing in as well.
Septiq
enormous.
Again. Septiq with the green gun completely negates that overshield. Snipedrone trying to creep forward through the double doors as well. JLINGZ trying to flood out of the base. Qristola has no idea what's going on, and Snipedrone will take advantage of it.
But you could argue that that green gun win from Septiq was all they needed to stop that. The overshield pushes in. This could be a guaranteed flag cap. Morguhhh with a big win on Rocket side as well.
That was 4 dead, though. That was 4 dead. Quad's just come off spawn.
Yeah.
Shady's in the base. Shady's got the flag moving. Now, let's take ourselves back a few moments. Acend on the back foot. JLINGZ 4 dead. Weapons, overshield. Couldn't cap that flag. What can Acend do in a similar situation?
2 dead. And 2 extenders here now. Take a look at this. Qristola's on the enemy flag. I think he has 1 teammate with him as well. They're not going to pull yet. They don't want to know. Excuse me, let them know. Morguhhh and Qristola need to work together here back at the base.
Rockets are coming up as well. So there's so many decisions to be made. Legends just managed to get this one all the way back through the treehouse. They need to make something happen here.
That's it.
JLINGZ, otherwise that's going to be game, and it is game.
Wow.
Overtime is going to decide who takes home our first map in this series. Acend, who were on the back foot for so long in that game, show why they've been so dominant in Europe. They will win in overtime 2-1, and Bazaar capture the flag.
Like we said, you cannot let Acend get 1 inch. They will take it, they will run with it, they will steal the game out from under you. It was amazing play throughout the entire game from JLINGZ, but Acend knew exactly what they had to do there to get that flag on the board at the end of the game with about 3 minutes left, and then secure the overtime flag as well. I think it's a misrun from JLINGZ. I think they stopped to drop and shoot at the mid-map. It cost them. They did not kill the overextenders, but here's a look at the stats.
Yeah, the stats, I mean, you look at that for JLINGZ and you're like, how did we not win that game? You know what I mean? Just outslaying across the board. Shaady, the only player to step up when it comes to the total kills that he managed to put up for his team. Sica and Lqgend doing some great work. A little bit of a slow one from Snipedrone as well, but one pivotal moment, I think, in that game that kind of changed things was the first flag actually being capped by JLINGZ. It seemed from there, they kind of slowed things down. They were trying to hold the map too much. You have to keep that pressure on. You have to try and get into the base. We saw numerous times. They'd pick up a kill and then stand on the balcony. They wouldn't push into that bar to try and put pressure on respawners. And they kind of just let Acend feel their way back into that game. Yeah,
this was the hold forward strategy from JLINGZ in the opening, and it looked great. Great openings from them in both regulation and in overtime. In the end, though, 1 flag not enough. Here was the play when you get green gun to pop an OS. Green gun comes back around the corner. It was a great play from Morguhhh, answered back by an even better play from Lqgend. By the way, Lqgend, 8,700 in the game, led the game in damage.
Yeah, one thing about that's the first time I think I've seen a trade in Halo where I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? Like both players deserve to get something out of that situation with the overshield and the green gun. But Aquarius, another good game from him as well. Vital kills at vital moments. This one inside of the hut, if he doesn't get that, that could have been very, very different as we see that second flag that did go in to tie up the game.
This pill as well, right there, not allowing the touch. I tell you what, speaking of kills or pills, it's a tough pill to swallow for JLINGZ. Like, this is the drop. Look at Qristola. Right at that moment, he drops and shoots, and guess what? There's no one there. The second you, as a flag carrier, decide to drop and shoot, here's your overtime flag coming in from Lqgend. Great job by Lqgend, by the way, with no shields to stay alive as you wrap that corner. Otherwise, that could have gotten a lot messier as well. Here's a serious score, but I tell you what, I don't know about dropping and shooting with that flag. I think that flag needed to come straight up, because if you're the flag carrier and you drop and you check bar, you check pillars, you check bottom rockets, and there's no one there, that's the second you know that you made a mistake. Yeah, you should have continued the run.
He should have just forced it. I think maybe, I was about to say, it'd be fascinating to listen into the comms of what actually went down there, because it seemed like the timing may have just been almost too perfect, right? Usually when you're throwing that flag out, it's because you've got 2 dead and 2 players just come off respawn. You're expecting those players to be around the pillars, maybe an overextension, whatever it might have been, and it was too clean. And it was Chris is looking around going, Where is everyone?
Exactly.
They're still dead. Then your timing's off, right?
Yeah.
And then you're a second behind.
I thought we were going to see Qristola fly. Like
Yeah.
the type of run across Bazaar where you don't even care who's on the map. You don't care if you're getting dinged from rockets. You just fly. They didn't do that, though, and no more time to think about that for us on the desk or the players at their respective stations. Now we're going straight into game number 2. It's going to be Slayer on Aquarius.
Now, JLINGZ need to win this one. I think if you're looking at the rest of the series and you're looking at the game types, and if you want to beat Acend here, this is the game type that you need to take to the bank. For Acend, I think they would have realized maybe we got away with one a little bit in that game number 1. We had to fight for it. We had to claw for it. We got the win on the board, but now we could really make kind of double the pain that JLINGZ are feeling now if we go up 2-0.
In that first game, we did see JLINGZ avoiding 4 dead scenarios pretty well. They were able to control a lot of the game. They're going to have to do the same thing here on Slayer Aquarius. That's a good start. They will take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, once again, opening strategy has been superb in both games from JLINGZ Esports. Even though they got those kills, though, you notice Sica did manage to steal the camo away, so once again, maybe just a slight miscomm there. Maybe someone just not in position to steal it away, but Aquarius trying to survive here against Snipedrone. Very difficult to do, though. He catches the toenail as he tries to slide out to safety.
Acend answers back immediately. 1 kill will be traded out there for Shaady, as well as Septiq, so now we will be tied at 5. You have to think maybe that camo grab comes in for Acend because JLINGZ went with a little bit of a less traditional start. They isolated some certain angles. That's why they get the early lead. In the end, it doesn't really pay off here as we're tied.
2 dead here for JLINGZ, so control of the map is in Acend's favor. Snipedrone just going to be anchoring the base here for a few moments until he gets a little bit of comms about where those players from JLINGZ Esports are going to be. Looks like the P side of the map is where he's going to have to locate himself. He's taking a little bit of damage, though, as Morguhhh picks up that first kill when a trade comes in from Quad 2.
You have to think if these teams continue to trade, might go the way of Acend. That was 4 dead for just a second, though, as JLINGZ has a great answer back, now on board with Septiq, Heatwave in hand.
Very interesting how this game has started, right? It's been kind of an exchange of 3-4 deads.
Yeah.
One team gets 3-4 dead. Usually you see that transfer into, 8 kills, 9 kills, whatever it might be, of a lead. But it seems like both teams have managed to flip that back on its side. Maybe just a little bit of a timing thing on those pushes for now. Septiq just trying to land some shots on these players who are flooding that side of the map for now. 2 down on either side again, and we're tied up at 12.
Lots of back and forth here, tug of war between these two teams, but doesn't look like Shady's going to stand a chance as he's getting team shot from the other side of the map and also on the receiving end of the heat wave of Septiq, who retires to the fridge, as I often do, to reset.
Never a bad thing to find yourself inside of a fridge, let me tell you that. Septiq trying to control the pink side of things at the moment and doing a huge amount of damage for his team. If you look at his stats and you're looking at the kills and deaths, you might not be too impressed, but if you take your eyes over to that assists column, 5 assists for him, been involved in 6 different kill engagements for his team, only being taken down twice. Impressive stuff coming in from Septiq as Snipedrone grabs the next camo.
Yeah, look how they forced Septiq off of that angle with the heat wave. That's what opened up the gap for Acend to grab this camo. Now they've got themselves a 3-kill lead, and Snipedrone can determine how he wants to engage here.
Aquarius picks up 1. Qristola has to try and survive here. Snipedrone thinks twice about that challenge, and it will allow Qristola to survive for a few seconds, but I love that angle. Just not allowing any kind of grenades to be thrown, whatever it might be, just securing that kill.
That's right. There's no. Look how he's moving around the map to get to connector, avoids the shots from flag. Great movement coming out of Snipedrone. Couldn't agree more on that utility push. There's no reason to force yourself through that utility corridor there and allow things like dynamos and grenades to take you down. Instead, he takes a very easy angle, makes it look very easy, and they will start to slowly extend their lead.
Really good run this from Snipedrone. And you mentioned that lead. Look at it now. 6 kills, the difference between the two teams. Dynamo comes to reintroduce himself to Snipedrone after he bounces it off the wall.
Bit of a geometry lesson there for Snipedrone.
Bouncy castle inside of the base, but Lqgend also picks up a kill onto Qristola, and now you're seeing JLINGZ start to get caught on this pink side of the map, and that's not where you want to be.
Absolutely not. Fridge player Septiq doing whatever he can to stay alive. Actually does very well to hold that angle. That's going to keep Aquarius alive as well. Great work there from that duo to stay alive on those angles.
Lqgend trying to be aggressive, trying to put pressure onto Septiq. Septiq, he's going to be screaming to his teammates right now. I'm being pushed, boys.
Yeah.
I'm being pushed, but unfortunately for Septiq, he's going to be sandwiched inside of the fridge, which again, never really a bad situation to be in outside of the game, but inside the game, certainly not a good one. With that push, though, JLINGZ Esports find themselves falling even further behind. It's now a 9-kill difference between the two teams.
Yeah, speaking of situations you don't want to be in, losing control of not only the scoreboard, but also the map right as camo is popping up. Speaking of, Lqgend able to grab that in hand. 8-kill lead, and another bonk on the head will make it 9.
Seems like Acend have woken up a little bit here.
Yeah.
Lqgend with the double kill, almost managed to turn 3 as well, as Morguhhh flies in to get the trade at least, but still that 9-kill difference between the two teams. And JLINGZ, they've got to get that next camo. If they don't, this is going to be game over, and Acend will be up by 2.
It has been total power-up dominance from Acend. They've also used that to make sure they had map dominance as well. And things starting to look a little more grim for the side of JLINGZ Esports. They were 2 dead for the moment, and this is the point where Ascend's going to start being really okay with trading 1 for 1.
What they have to do to win this game. Pick up those trades. Make sure that you're close enough to teammates to capitalize on that damage being done, but Snipedrone has been popping off in this game. Keep looking across at his statistics. He's got 9 kills, 7 assists. The man is shooting everything that's color blue for him.
Great flank there, able to pick up another one as Lqgend, and the man just knows exactly where to look. Great comms coming in from the side of Acend. That was 3 dead for JLINGZ, and you have to think maybe the comms even cleaner than Game None.
Septiq, a player who was having a really good series and a good competition up until this particular game. Struggling a little bit here. 3 and 9, still a decent amount of assists for him alongside that, but he needs to keep those deaths down, as do the rest of his teammates, unfortunately. All of them almost hitting double digits now and starting to look like Acend just running away with this one. They've had control of the spawns. They've had those splits. And like we mentioned, you can't afford to go 4 dead against Acend, because this is what they can do.
This is exactly what they do, and now we're seeing it for the first time. JLINGZ did very well to make sure to maintain even numbers throughout the entirety of game number 1. Very rarely going 4 dead down, but it's been a very different story in our game number 2.
9 kills to go now for Acend to go up by 2 in the series. That'll be another one added to the collection as Snipedrone will also pick up a kill. Snipedrone going to pick up doubles as Lqgend is just wandering around the map at the moment, almost laissez-faire in the way that he's doing so. Morguhhh going to try and challenge him from the courtyard, but Lqgend again just maneuvering around, bottom middle, almost like watching Snipedrone playing a little bit of amplified Slayer back on Halo 3.
Yeah, it's the stuff of nightmares for many professional Halo players. That is without a doubt. Only 5 kills to go for them, and I gotta say, they are making it look easy. A walk in the park so far for Acend. They almost get the steak dinner. They will miss that by 1, but now only 3 kills to go for Acend to close it out.
Morguhh's going to trade 1, but Shaady puts up the 48th. Qristola manages to pick up yet another one. However, it's just a consolation kill at this point. It's only just 2 more to be put into the grave here for Acend to go up 2-0 in the series. They get that 49th kill. Lqgend looking to locate maybe the 50th player, the last victim. The push is coming in on the pink side. They're trying to flank that player who is up at top pink. Shaady gets taken down, but the trade is there from Snipedrone. He's been the difference maker in this game number 2. 16 kills for Snipedrone, 9 assists as well.
50-35 is your final score there in game number 2, and it's a very different result from what we saw in game number 1. You have to wonder just how flattened JLINGZ was by that loss. They came out so strong, they had so much momentum into the series. But man, going against the top team in Europe, undefeated in years of play, and you're unable to close out that game 1, it's tough to bounce back from.
It's tough to deal with that mental hangover. I always talk about this, the idea of this mental hangover as well, right? Because it is real. It affects the first few moments of the next game. You're thinking, everyone, even if you step away and someone says, come on, boys, focus up, whatever it might be, as we take a look at those statistics, there is that thought in the back of your head of, we should be up 1-0. We should be up 1-0.
Yes,
and then before you know it, you find yourself down a couple of kills in the Slayer and it gets out of hand.
16 kills for Snipedrone and Lqgend, both on the board in enormous ways. Snipedrone just missing 4K damage, Lqgend surpassing that mark. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
And it is going to be all highlights from the Acend POV. As you can see, this was the first time that we saw them get a 4 dead, and from there, I don't think that JLINGZ at any point really felt comfortable with 4 players alive on the map. It was always pressure on spawns. It was always players having to respawn and try and survive instead of taking the fight to their opponents. Acend just played it perfectly, Andy. There's not really too much that you can say about it.
They also really corrected everything from game number 1 in terms of team shooting and assists. If you look at the assist category right there, very different from their game at number 1. 50-35 is your final, a dominating performance from Acend. And I tell you what, all that teamwork, all that team shotting, and the damage just paved the way so you could see players like Lqgend and Snipedrone, they're just flying bottom middle to clean up kills. Started to look like matchmaking at the end, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it certainly did, and now they have the opportunity to close out the series and put out the fire in JLINGZ, especially in this winner's bracket run that they have been on so far today. Obviously, coming into this game, you know, loving life, just taking down Quadrant, feeling on top of the world. Well, this is a different proposition in Acend, and they're going to have to find a new level to their game if they want to send this series to a game number 4. But we head to live fire Oddball for our game 3 now, and I always look at time-based game types, and I know how good Acend are at them. It's going to be something special needed from JLINGZ to send us to that game number 4.
The only saving grace for JLINGZ here is that you do have a ball in our 3rd game, so you will have round-based. If they find themselves dropping this first round, it will be a mental reset opportunity. unlike Strongholds or Flag, they will have a second to say, okay, guys, throw that one out. We need to just win these next two, but still a very, very tall order to then reverse sweep within Oddball. Specifically, they need to come out strong. This is their last chance in our winner's bracket.
Well, let's see if JLINGZ come out swinging here. Their opening strats have been pretty good at the start of this one. It looks like we might have a little bit of a misstart here, unfortunately. It's not just Acend giving a little bit of a handicap to themselves, unfortunately. We'll see how this one does play out. It looks like the players want to play it out, and why wouldn't you? But I also believe that surely we're going to have a ruling in a few seconds. The player does disconnect, you can see from Acend. We'll get the game back underway as soon as we can, everybody. A phrase that I've used far too often so far this year, but it does mean that we get to talk a little bit more about Acend and how good they've been.
Gonna see some bonks on the head here. Some scenes that start to look like it's a red versus blue.
Look at this.
Episode instead of a European Super as we take a look at that. It was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
But better to have the player drop out, of course, at the beginning of the match. Yep. Much easier and less painful for the players in their stations, also us here on the desk and you at home as well. So we'll get that one started up right away. But as we were saying, do or die in the winner's bracket for JLINGZ here on Live Fireball. Yeah,
we're going to have to see how they respond to it. And maybe just that little break. We talked about the mental reset, right? Maybe just a few seconds there at the start of that game, as crazy as it sounds, can be enough just to refocus you, right?
Mm-hmm. One is going to be still avoiding that 4 dead scenario. Also going to be the play balls, regardless of whether they're holding green, whether they're holding back tower. Keep an eye on both of those factors. Here we are into game number 3. Must win for JLINGZ.
A bit of a double back. Good double bluff coming in from Acend in their opening strategy. Shady's going to get away with that sniper rifle. As I say, he's going to be chased down by 2 players from JLINGZ Esports. Sica coming under pressure as well, and he's going to be last player alive, so perfect start again. And not for the first time in this series, we've seen an opening strategy be superior for JLINGZ.
Perfect amount of carnage bottom middle there. That was absolutely devastating for the side of Acend. As you say, it's a great opening for JLINGZ. They do get a rotate coming in immediately and a flank on the other side for Septiq. Needs to stay alive with Snipe.
Puts the pressure onto these players top mid. Gets the beat down, and look at the teamwork coming in as well. Last player alive is going to be Shaady on the overshield. Septiq just trying to play his life, trying to bait this one out. 2 players off the respawn now for both teams.
Yeah, 1v1 here on this side of the map between Septiq and Shaady. Septiq knows he needs to stay alive with a sniper rifle in hand.
Has the opportunity to hit a shot, but the question is, can you hit that shot? Hits one into Snipedrone. Snipedrone stays alive for now. Will be cleaned up by Qristola. Weapons in the hands of JLINGZ Esports here, but pressure seems to be coming in from Acend. Ball has been reset, and now Septiq will be taken down. So JLINGZ, when you got the weapons and you got the chance to pick up kills, not doing so is not a good sign.
Shaady, huge plays on power up to stay alive in that 1v1. Keep Septiq pinned over on window. That allows Acend to get the ball grab and the lead.
Sica spots his player out bottom middle as well. Septiq, you ain't gonna, excuse me, Aquarius, you're not gonna be getting away with that one, my friend. Snipedrone now, just wasting ammo. Maybe not so, as he gets a little bullet into the backside of that player. Trying to slide in, and it looks like JLINGZ are trying to be aggressive here, trying to push the pace, but it's kind of just playing into Acend's game plan here.
Yeah, Sica with some great work there. Had to switch over to a little bit of vertical to get some extra damage, and also some nice shots on sandbags. That'll be 3 dead. Qristola was the last player alive.
Qristola the last player alive, and won't be able to get this kill as well with this positioning that is coming in from Sica. Off the back of that, Shady's going to pick up the power up, and it's going to be camouflage this time around for the players to have to deal with. Sica also picks up another kill onto Aquarius here, and you can see that Shaady is almost seeing his playground in front of him right now because Sica's doing all the work.
Sica almost has as many kills as JLINGZ has oddball points on the board at this stage, which tells you just how dominant he's been at the opening of this game. Needle action comes in, no super combined though. So Lqgend will say, I'll go ahead and take this ball. I'm going to rotate it back to window. They will continue scoring.
Pretty commanding lead at the start of this one coming in for Acend as well, as we take a look at a player taking a drink. Sica now going to be trying to defend this house. Qristola going to be trying to push through. Lqgend is there, and Qristola will be on board to pick up that kill. And
here you go.
Sica, he seems to be playing a different game to everybody else at the moment. A killing frenzy for him. He's currently 11-2. He has the ball in his hands. What can this man not do?
I mean, he's playing objective and slaying unbelievably well. He's also rotating it himself. Take a look at his objective time, now crossing the 15-point mark as well. Nice little repulsor. Almost gets Morguhhh off. Morguhhh somehow stays on the map. Finally, he will be taken down, and that frenzy will end. Now here we are, 46-12. It's a great opening from Acend in the end.
Morguhhh with some of the longest toenails in Halo to hold on to that ridge for quite, just kind of getting a little bit of grip in there, you know? Shady's going to be the player who has control of the sniper rifle, whips that shot. And now tries to relocate towards the sandbags. The ball is down bottom middle at the moment. Acend just can play some Team Slayer, though. You can see Qristola picks up one. Shaady decides to go for a few montage shots himself. Goes for the flicks and can't make them connect. Snipedrone going to pick up one in the feed, though, which will create the space to grab that Oddball once more.
2-dead once again for JLINGZ for just a moment. Unlucky series of events there. Bottom middle for Acend, just to happen to get tagged by that spike grenade as he dropped down, but it will still be even more points on the board. Acend will continue scoring, and honestly, it looks too easy for him.
It certainly does. Septiq's trying to put pressure on the respawners, but the only problem is Lqgend has the Oddball. Respawn is kind of irrelevant at this point for them to deal with. They're going to try and go for that rotate. Septiq might be the first player in the lobby to hit a snipe so far as he manages to body someone. There's another body onto Shaady. Morguhhh's going to clean that one up. Now they need to go, though, because look at the score here, Andy. It's getting out of hand pretty quickly.
Snipedrone with camo, that's a huge play. That was their push. Like you said, they needed to go, but they don't go because Snipedrone stays alive and gets 2 kills of his own, and they will continue scoring. It's now 90-12, 10 points away.
Lqgend might be able to clean up Septiq as well. Septiq can't challenge this, so Legend's going to say, aha, I'm just going to sit up here at the top of the tower, smile down on all the peasants below me and pick up the first round win. Acend crossed the 100-point mark, and now it's just 1 round to go for a 3-0 sweep.
JLINGZ maybe still victims of that Game 1 hangover. We talk about that a lot, but maybe it could not be more true at any point in this weekend so far than what we're seeing here, because that was a ridiculous round of Oddball with non-traditional setups and a non-traditional score line. It ends 100-12, and now Acend only 1 round of Oddball away from sending JLINGZ to the elimination bracket.
Shaady gonna have the sniper rifle again, and when the man heats up, let me tell you, he can hit some flashy shots, but I also like how he's back pocketing this sniper for now, right? Knew that he was going to come under a bit of pressure, then pulls it out and obviously dies because I kind of cursed him in that kind of situation. But Septiq's going to get the camo, and finally JLINGZ have a setup. They have camo, they have sniper rifle, and they have players alive.
Septiq ends up getting that cleanup, might get 2 on the pillars, should be a double kill for him. Able to pick that one up in the end, so now a few points on the board. JLINGZ already has more points in this round than they did in the entirety of round 1.
But even though this is happening, even though they're picking up these kills, look where that Oddball's going. Septiq hits a body shot to take that player down, but he's having to do so much work for his squad at the moment, just a scrap ball time.
Yep. Able to stay alive, throws that because he did not want to expose himself to the bottom mid-door angle for even another split second. Plasma pistol push coming in from Sica, not going to happen. Instead, it's a killing spree with the snipe from Septiq, and it's a much different round number 2 from JLINGZ, but long way to go still.
Septiq coming under pressure, though. Picking up that first kill on the fight. It looks like they got overwhelmed on the other side of things, though, and Lqgend will just walk through. He'll pick up the kill. Snipedrone will be there to help him out as well, and straight towards that Oddball goes all of the focus here from Acend. JLINGZ Esports, even though they were picking up kills again in that situation,
maybe a play ball here, though.
Able to get that rotation, but now, like you say, they're moving in towards green. They maybe have the opportunity to scrap a bit of time and get that play when they need to.
Yeah, really nice job there from JLINGZ, and I gotta tell you, that last kill that comes in from the side of JLINGZ there, taking down Snipedrone on that heatwave push, that's the only way this still happens. And they get the free play ball, and they get extra time on the board. So, like we said, your last player staying alive and even getting a kill is going to continue to be huge for them against Acend.
Aquarius is going to have a battle here with Sica for that power-up, and you can see 2 players from Acend just wrapping around to try and do the damage onto that player. It looks like Quad didn't get the burn as well. You see that camouflage just popping down by his feet.
That must have been a frame away, because it looked like he was popping on the way to pillars, but he gets taken down very quickly. We'll have to see where that ends up. Here it is.
Septiq's going to get it into his hands, so even though Quad went down, Septiq picked it up, but had the same fate as he gets eliminated by that beatdown. Quad now trying to push forward to clean up some kills. Set up here for Acend, but Quad is flying forward. And this is more like I want to see coming in from JLINGZ. Match the aggression. Scrap that ball time when you get a couple of dead, because you have the opportunity to stagger those respawns, and now you're seeing JLINGZ start to come to life.
Here you have it. This is what you need to see. Just like you say, from the side of JLINGZ, be the aggressors, be the decision makers. You need to dictate the pace of play. You need to dictate where all the action is going to happen on the map, and that's what they're starting to do here. 2 dead.
You can see they're just pressurizing Acend now. They are flying once they get damage done. Snipedrone's going to challenge Qristola and put some more damage down. He might be able to get the triple kill. Septiq coming on the flank is going to pick up 1. He should be able to pick up 2 as well, and that should be more time here going into the hands of JLINGZ.
Let's see where they hold here. If they go house or they stay green. Wisely stays green. That's going to give them the play ball option if they need, leading by 27 now.
Need to push something out, though. Wherever that first kill comes in, vital. They cannot allow a player to walk up on them and get that play ball, and that's exactly what happens.
2 dead, though. They should still be able to get control here. Identify where the spawners are, get the opening damage, then go for that ball grab. Oh boy, but it's a big nest push coming in from Morguhhh.
Snipedrone managed to get the trade, though, by throwing that grenade down. Sica with the sniper rifle in his hands. Qristola facing against 3 battle rifles behind him as well, so he was never going to come out of that with his life. And now Sica putting the pressure on Morguhhh in the 1v1. And perfect shots from Sica mean that he will give his team numbers.
What a play ball there. Just like you said, what a play ball from Acend. They get that ball off, they get the kills they need, they get 2 dead, they put a lot more time on the board. Much closer now, only a 10-point game.
Lqgend with this rotation though, and this has been the difference, right? It just seems like they're one step ahead at all points, Acend, when they do get that oddball into their hands. Qristola's got to make plays now. He has the camo, he has the sniper rifle. Couple of trades across the ball. I think your main focus in this situation has got to be get that ball out of the hands of our opposition, because otherwise this could be all of the time that they need, all the lead they need to close out the series.
Yeah, Acend takes the lead there. But they say, oh, the ball didn't play! He didn't get it! I don't think he played it. The ball stayed on there. Great timing from JLINGZ. They have 2 dead. Maybe an opportunity for control here.
Now they need to push something out. It's like I mentioned before, right? You can't just stand around. You got to get that ball moving. You've got to clear the way for you to make a rotation, and it seems like they have the options to do so at the moment. Morguhhh's going to clean up Snipedrone with a headshot, which is certainly going to give them a chance to locate where the push is coming in. Morguhhh makes the call. Now you need to see that ball rotate.
Interesting. Acend goes for a house push there. None of them go nest. None of them go towards C. So that opens up the entire tower rotate for JLINGZ. Not something we should have seen. I expected Acend to still pressure from nest.
More time on the board here, but there is one player on the spawn that's going to sneak around. It's going to be Shaady.
Wow.
Not only does he sneak around, he picks up the kill and keeps the oddball in their hands.
Big play from them, even though they went for that. And you could say maybe even Acend baited the tower push because it felt like they were really ready for it.
Yeah, they just had the timing on them. They just got there first, and Shaady managed to slip through without being picked up. Morguhhh picks up 1, though. Sica trying to throw that ball off the map, and I think they will go for that play ball. JLINGZ find themselves 2 dead, but Morguhhh has got his hands on the oddball for now, and he's got it all the way back to house, and that's where JLINGZ will be respawning.
Yeah, look at the movement from Shaady. He's flying in exactly where he needs to be. Gonna stay alive here as well. Here comes in the push from Acend. It's 1 dead for JLINGZ.
There's no player in Halo who has more carpet burns.
Nope.
Than Shaady. He just spends most of the time sliding on his backside around the map, and it's a lot of fun to watch, to be honest with you. Double kill here for Snipedrone, and they are going to be able to use this time to maybe turn the lead back into their favor here, Acend. They do take the lead, and they've only got to hold off 1 more push.
Camo up as well. Could be a camo grab for JLINGZ, but all eyes of Acend appear to be on that camo side.
Ball's going to be dropped as well, so they turn their attention away from ball time, knowing they have the lead towards that power-up, and it's Sica who manages to get it into his hands. He picks up the trip ski as well. Maybe even another overkill for him, but it's going to be Morguhhh who stays alive. Qristola picks up 1. Qristola somehow survives for now.
Look at Morguhhh.
And keeps this game alive.
Morguhhh just doing so well. What a nuisance. Stayed alive as long as he could. He took down the ball carrier, repulsed the camo player, and he also played the ball effectively, so it will stay 84-78.
Sica's last player alive as well.
Look at that play from Morguhhh, my God.
Oh, no! Sica! Whack-a-mole time as he picks up 1, and he picks up 2. Sica just broke the heart of JLINGZ Esports with that play.
Last player alive to pick up 2 kills like that. Unbelievable. Huge play, as you say.
Game's still alive, though, somehow. Here for JLINGZ. You would have thought that kind of play from Sica as last player alive would guarantee the game to Acend. 1 more chance for JLINGZ Esports to make a push. Morguhhh picks up 1. Sica once again in that kill feed, popping up time and time again. And with that, Shaady has the ball in his hands. Snipedrone has kills to his name. And that is going to be the series you would imagine in the next few seconds. Going to Acend. JLINGZ put up a fight, but the knockout blow gets landed by Acend. They win the series 3-0.
I think knockout blow is the only way to put it. When you have a player like Morguhhh staying alive as long as he did to give an opportunity for his team, but Sica, a double kill in that scenario to get the back whack, then out BR Morguhhh off the back of it, essentially negating everything Morguhhh had done in the past respawn. Man, that's a tough way to go for JLINGZ. I think they put up a valiant fight in games 1 and 3. Game 2 was a wash, but Acend will look back on the history books and see a 3-0 here. They will advance on to our winners finals.
I certainly will, and you can see exactly why Acend have been so dominant in Europe, right? We've been talking about JLINGZ today. We're like, wow, they beat Quadrant. They beat him in such a way as well. Acend is a different proposition, my friends, and we mentioned that name, Sica. 28-17 for him. That play at the end, certainly one for the highlight reel.
My gosh, I cannot wait to see that one back. That was gorgeous the way he played that, and like you said, it's heartbreaking for JLINGZ. When they're going to be watching that play on their death screens, they're thinking, we got 3 dead. Last player alive is scoreboard. We're about to win this game. It's only about 22 points to go. Sica pulls out a double kill. and it's a back-to-back heartbreak to watch on your screen.